How to use your hidden power as a path to massive success. Do you even know what is your hidden power? Each one of us has this hidden power that helps us to make really important decisions in life. But we need to know this power and nurture it. If you want to switch on this hidden power for your benefit, then you are at the right place. In this video, I'm going to reveal what this hidden power is and how to turn this hidden power into massive success in any area of your life. If you stay with me long enough, then I will give you a way to nurture this power and use it for your benefit. With this power, you can really become 10 times more effective in making the right decisions. The decisions that will become your path to massive success. In the same way, Warren Buffett used it to become the richest man on earth, or Shahrukh Khan used it to become the king of Bollywood. Let us understand how we make decisions in our life. There are two ways in which we make all our decisions. The first way of making a decision is using the capability of our brain. Our brain makes decisions using logical reasoning. In our mind, we debate an issue at length. We look at all the pros and cons associated with the issue. Then we make a decision that looks logical and has the best reasoning for us. This process is quite slow. It can even paralyze us instead of helping us to make a decision. This way of making a decision depends a lot on your active memory or the things that you can remember on top of your head. The second way of making a decision is by using the capability of our gut. Our gut makes decisions using instinct. We also call it our sixth sense. In the gut, we get a kind of feeling that helps us to make our decisions. This feeling is good if we are in favor of making the right decision, and the feeling is bad if the decision would lead to a problem later. This process is instant and you immediately get the feeling, also called as the gut instinct. This way of making decision depends a lot on your passive memory or things that you have learned through observation and practice. In my life, I always wanted to do a business. When I was in high school, I started reading a magazine called Business India. In this magazine, I would read stories about successful entrepreneurs. These were people who started from zero and built massively successful businesses. In every story I read, there would be instances of challenges faced by entrepreneurs. There would be the steps that these entrepreneurs took to overcome these challenges. Most of them become successful even when all odds were stacked against them. These stories inspired me so much that I started dreaming of doing a business. After completing my engineering, I wanted to start a business. But here, my brain or logical reasoning kicked in. It showed me every reason under the sun because of which I should not start my own business. Naturally, after graduation, I went about finding a job for myself and then worked for someone else. If you have not watched my video about finding my first job, then you can find the link above somewhere here or at the end of this video. It is an interesting story of how someone with poor grades could still find a good job against all odds. I'm sure you will like it. Coming back to starting my own business and becoming an entrepreneur. First, I got started at a job and started working as a customer support for an antivirus company. I treated this job just like a business because all the things I had read about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, I started thinking of myself and an entrepreneur in that job. This made me one of the best employees within our company, and I got promotion every 3 to 6 months. From getting hired as a customer support engineer, in 18 months I was promoted as a regional customer support manager for the Western Zone. I was managing support engineers from 10 different branches at that time. I had moved quickly through my ranks, both financially and designation wise. One day, I got a phone call from my college friend. We both had studied engineering together for 4 years. In this period, we had become the best of friends. He asked me, Amit, we are planning to start a business. Would you like to join us? I asked, who are we? To which he said, me, Yusuf, and Vinod. Yusuf and Vinod were also my best friends from the same engineering college. As soon as I got my answer, I immediately said yes. It was purely on the basis of my gut instinct. The brain did not kick in. There were no questions in my mind. There were no logical reasoning. In fact, the next day I resigned from my job and then told my parents about my decision. They were shocked in the way that I had made this decision because no one in our family had ever done any business in this generation. So the decision I made was entirely on the basis of my gut. I did not let my brain paralyze me with reasoning because it would have stopped me from making this decision. I don't think this instinct came naturally to me. I believe that it was developed over a period of time. It was developed during the period of 6 years when I was reading Business India and paying attention to the stories of entrepreneurs who started from zero and built a massively successful companies. This was one of the best decisions of my life. To this day, I attribute all the success in my career to this instinctive decision of starting a business along with my friends. We went ahead and built a software company. I was part of the company for a good 11 years. This was the time that shaped my experience and my business acumen. Today, I am able to help a lot of entrepreneurs in streamlining their business because of the experience and expertise I gained during the time of building my own business. This decision that I had made within a conversation that lasted hardly half a minute was responsible for massive success in my life. The decision I had made using my gut with a conversation that lasted less than half a minute was responsible for massive success in my life. Today, when I look back at my career, I see that I had made a lot of decisions with my gut rather than my brain. Most of these decisions resulted in success, but there were one or two decisions that went wrong with this process. And I can clearly see today why they went wrong. There is a pattern to these decisions that went wrong. In these cases of failures, my brain and my gut did not align. Sometimes your gut makes a decision that your brain does not like. In this scenario, your brain will try to reason out to protect you from failure. But if you are used to taking decisions using your gut, you may ignore the message from your brain. You may try to convince yourself with false impression and motivation. You may also try to ignore the signs of uncomfortable feelings while making the decision. These are the times you have to be careful. I slipped through these times and allowed my gut to dominate. Finally, within some time, I realized my mistake of going with the gut. The brain knows that something is not right with your gut instinct. At that time, your brain and gut will have a big argument. You need to pay a very close attention to both your brain and gut before making a decision. The most important thing is to see what you are feeling within your gut. If the feeling is nervous confidence, then there may be some problem. So pay very close attention to this feeling. Now the big question is, how do you develop your gut instinct? From my experience above, you can see that the reason I was able to say yes to my friend was because of the numerous stories I had read about successful entrepreneurs. These stories were stored passively in my memory somewhere. If you would ask me, the story I would not have been able to tell you, but all the learnings of the stories were stored somewhere that my gut could access. These stories were about individuals from humble beginnings who had started a business without much support and become successful. Somewhere the memory of starting a business and becoming successful entrepreneur was stored that I did not have direct access. Whether you call this gut feeling, subconscious mind, sixth sense, or instinct, it does not matter. Whatever this is, it is available to me in an instant when making a very important decision in my life. This is what I call our hidden power. This hidden power or the gut instinct gave me a confidence to say yes when the opportunity of starting a business presented itself. This power was enough to tell me that I would be successful in creating a good business. Let us look at some other examples. Warren Buffett is known as the Wizard of Omaha. Right from when Warren was young, he liked to play with numbers. He would play around with numbers in one or another way. He also liked to read a lot. When he was 7 years old, he started reading a book called 1000 Ways to Make $1000. While reading that book, he started creating mathematical models of businesses that would make a profit. He started calculating how much investment it would take to start a business and then when the business would become profitable. At an early age, he started selling things door to door, including newspapers, so that he could make some money. This practice of paying attention to numbers and creating business models and then making money at an early age became the gut instinct for Warren Buffett. That led to Warren Buffett becoming the richest man in the world. He is the only person in the world who has become rich by investing in stocks. There is no other example of investor becoming billionaires. If you read about the companies he invested in, no one else would invest in those companies. He was operating using his hidden power, the gut instinct that he had developed for looking at numbers and applying it to any business. Another example is Shahrukh Khan. He is known as the king of Bollywood. In one of the interviews, he said that when he was in school, he used to spend time in theater as a kid because of his dad's canteen in the same theater. It is in this theater he would watch plays and rehearsals of great actors and some of the best plays. He would pay attention to the acting, the dialogue delivery, the mannerisms of the actor. This built his gut or instinct for acting. Because of his acting and the kind of opportunities he got from his acting, he rose from an ordinary actor to become the king of Bollywood. He became the best actor using his hidden power, the gut instinct that he had developed during his time he spent as a kid in theater. Warren Buffett used his attention for numbers and business models to improve his guts in business, whereas Shahrukh Khan used his attention for acting to improve his guts in acting. In both the cases, They saw thousands of impressions, and every time their instinct became better and better about their respective profession. This gut instinct is your hidden power. So, whatever you want to be good at, whatever you want to be massively successful in, you need to pay attention to the best in your field. So, if you want to become massively successful as a software engineer, then you need to write programs and practice coding, and you also need to pay attention to other programs written by the best programmers. If you want to become a massively successful musician, then you need to practice your music and create your own music, but you also need to pay attention to other music created by the best musicians in the business. If you want to become a massively successful entrepreneur, then you need to learn and create your own business, and you also need to pay attention to other businesses created by some of the best entrepreneurs. The more you observe and practice, the more you develop your gut. The more you develop your instinct, the more you develop your sixth sense. When this happens, and when you are able to use your brain and the guts, you will be massively successful in any area of your life. So pay attention to whatever you want to master. That is how you will be able to turn your hidden power or gut instinct to become massively successful. Thank you for watching this video. I would like you to share this video with your friends who may be struggling to make good decisions at this point. They will immensely benefit by understanding how your brains and your guts work together to make the right decision. I would like you to see what are the things you are able to instinctively decide that might be the things in which you can be more successful than what you are doing right now. Let me know in the comments what is the skill or talent that you think you have developed some gut instinct. Tell me everything about your hidden powers. If you like this video, then press on the like button and subscribe to this channel Musings by Amit Patel, where I am trying to find expression for the thoughts that visit me at some unholy hours of the day or sometimes even in the middle of the night. Thank you for watching. Keep coming back for more.